Hi and welcome to today's episode, in which I have a go at taking a dough from a previous recipe and using it to make a plant-based version of Chinese steamed pork buns. I made some bao from scratch a few weeks ago, and I was chatting with someone in the comments and they mentioned steamed pork buns, and I suddenly remembered the delight that is char siu buns. I've decided to take that dough from the bao and see if I can also use it to make some little steamed vegan pork buns, because then you've got kind of one recipe for at least two different formats. I'll make the dough first because it's a yeasted dough, so that needs time to rise. So I'm going to start with 300 grams of plain flour, AP flour in the States I think. When I did the bao, I had to add more flour, so I think I'm going to do that now. Yeah, I'll do an extra 2 tablespoons. I'm going to add in a sachet of instant yeast. We need 5 grams, teaspoon and a half. I'm going to add in a teaspoon of baking powder. The reason for using yeast and baking powder, it's the baking powder is going to give an extra bit of kick once it starts steaming, once it gets hot. And then I'll do 2 teaspoons of caster sugar. I'm using golden because that's what I've got in the cupboard. When I did the bao, I'd used a recipe that I found on Domestic Goddess, and theirs used a teaspoon of salt. That was a bit too much for me personally, so I'm going to reduce that. I do 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. The last dry ingredient is half a teaspoon of soy protein isolate. I talk about that more in the bao video. So I'm just going to give these a mix to combine them, and I'm going to push a well into the middle, and that's where I'll pour the liquids. I'm adding a tablespoon of sunflower oil. You can use any neutral flavoured oil. 90 mils of warm water, and then 90 mils of oat milk. Bring this together. In terms of the extra flour, I would start with the 300 grams, 2.5 cups, and then add more if you need it, because you don't want the dough to be too dry. Pulled out my silicone mat, stops you losing a load of stuff on the counter. And then just start bringing this together. We're looking for a slightly sticky dough, and it needs to knead for kind of 10-15 minutes. Perhaps I should have just added the 1 tablespoon of flour because it feels a bit drier. Kneading the dough is going to help the gluten develop, which is what gives bready things its structure. You want to knead until it feels elastic. I'm just debating whether to add a bit of water because it does feel a bit tighter than it did last time. Just kind of spread the dough out. So I'll wet one hand, I'll rub the other on it, and we'll see if that does anything. Yeah, I think that's helped a bit. I might repeat that one more time. Okay, maybe could do with a bit more kneading, but my hands are killing me, so I'm going to call that job done. So I've draped it with a wet tea towel to stop it drying out. I'm going to let this prove, I think, the same way I did the bao. I've got an electric blanket, so I'll put that on the lowest setting, maybe second setting, and just sit it on there for an hour. Check it halfway through. Move on to making the filling now. This was a 450 gram block of extra firm tofu. The brand I used is Tofu is the brand. It comes pressed, but it is in water. So I cut it into slabs, put it on paper towels, covered it with paper towels, pressed down on it, and that gets all the excess liquid out. I stacked the slabs back on top of each other and just chopped it down. I wanted some bigger bits, some little bits, rather than uniform cubes, because I think cubes are going to be a bit of an awkward shape to put in the buns. It's going to be quite angular, and that will then poke out through the dough, as I discovered when I did the dumplings. I then sprinkled over about a tablespoon or so of extra virgin olive oil. I then took some sumac. Sumac is a berry, and the flavour of it is lemony, kind of citrus kind of flavour, but then there's a little iron kind of tang. The sumac that I've got, it is ground, but it's quite coarse, so I just put it in the pestle and mortar and got it down a bit finer. I did about a teaspoon or so, and then mixed in a tablespoon and a half or so of chicken flavour stock powder, mix that together, and then pour that over the top of the tofu pieces. And then I air fried it for 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe, stirring 4 times, like every 5 minutes or so. You don't have to air fry it first if you don't mind that soft texture tofu, but for me this gives a nice kind of meaty bite to it between your back teeth. I'm going to start by finely dicing an onion and frying it off. Finer the better really, again just so you don't end up with problems when it comes to stuff in the buns. I've made loads of vertical cuts, if you can see those, and then I'll just go over. Once I get the red onion in the pan, I'm going to chop down a bunch of spring onions. So then I've been warming up half a tablespoon or so of sunflower oil. I've got this on a 6, mine goes up to 9. I'll just let them fry down. I'll add this in just before I start filling the buns, just to give a nice kind of fresh bit of nuss inside. And just go through it and then I'll go back through it again. Got the remains of a bag of flat leaf parsley that's probably on its last couple of days, so I'm going to chuck that in as well. And I'll do the same thing, just drop it in with the spring onions right before steaming. So I'm just scrunched it up into a little wad. Stalk and everything. Gets a nice bit of texture. These are the bits I'm going to use for my sauce. So I've got vegan oyster flavour sauce, light soy sauce, superior dark soy sauce, Shaoxing rice wine. It's like a cooking wine. You could use dry sherry as well. Some garlic, some ginger, white pepper, 5 spice, and then a bit of chicken flavour stock. So I'll add the garlic in. Let that cook out for a couple of minutes. Quick tip for peeling ginger, just use the edge of a spoon. So you just drag it across the surface like that. You lose minimal amounts of the flesh because it just takes off that tough skin on the outside. I'll do the ginger on the microplane. Let that cook for a minute or two, and then we'll start going in with the liquid bits. Do the Shaoxing first because then the alcohol can cook off a bit. I'll do a couple of tablespoons. I'll do like a tablespoon or so of the light soy sauce. I might hold off on the dark soy because that oyster sauce alternative is quite punchy. I'll do a ½ teaspoon of the 5 spice, ¼ teaspoon of white pepper, really good glug of the oyster sauce. I'll do a couple tablespoons. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to bother with dark soy sauce. I'm going to add about a teaspoon or so of the chicken flavour stock, and then I'll splash in some boiling water. That was probably 60 mils, maybe 4 tablespoons. This is a slurry of cold water and cornstarch. You need to make it into a slurry because if you try and put powder directly in, it will gel straight away. So I'll add sprinkles of it because I want to get it quite thick so that it coats the tofu nicely. Okay, then I'll add the tofu. So I think that's going to make a really good filling because there'll be some moisture, but it's not going to make the dough really soggy inside, and it's not going to be like a McDonald's apple pie when you bite into it. Cleaned down and grabbed the dough. I think I should have added a bit more water. It has grown in size, as you can see, and it does sound full of air. But when I did the bow, it had kind of puddled out. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, I maybe should have only done a tablespoon of flour instead of preemptively doing the 2. I'm now going to weigh the dough, divide that by 10. I've got a plate set up with cling film. I'll put the dough balls under, keep them covered just so they don't dry out. I've also cut some squares of baking paper and punched holes in it, and that's what I'll put the buns on. I've got 527 grams. That's going to be like 52 grams per ball, which is weird because the bow, each bun was 55 something. So I'm just going to take the dough and knead it a little bit just to get some of this excess air out. Yeah, it definitely feels tighter, and I don't know if I can add any liquid into it at this stage. I've just googled it. It looks like you can add more water, but then I'd need to let it rise again, and I definitely don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go for it. They're not going to be as fluffy as they could be, but I'll know for next time. The weighing isn't, you know, super necessary. You can do it roughly, but I like precision sometimes. So I'm going to do like I did with the bow. I'm going to create little dough balls. So to do that, you kind of flatten it into a little oblong kind of shape. I'm going to add a tiny amount of water to my fingers and just give it a quick work. Second proof be damned. So that does feel a tiny bit softer. So yeah, I'll do that for each. So tuck, tuck, flip, tuck, tuck, and then flip it over and stretch it back on itself. And this is going to stretch the gluten into shape. I'm thinking about it because they do need a second proof anyway. I'm going to add the spring onion and parsley into the tofu mixture. I'm going to do it in 2 batches of 5, so I'll prove the first ones on the basket in the pan. Now what I need to do is roll this flat. I'm going to use a pestle and mortar thing, and I need the middle to be quite thick while the edge is quite thin. I think that'll do. So that's roughly 6 inches. Don't know how well it'll pick up on camera, but the middle is thicker than the edges. So then I'm going to pick it up, pop in a spoonful of the mixture, like that. The video that I watched made it look super easy, and I don't think it's going to be at all. So it looks like you kind of bring it up and pleat and sort of stretch things around the filling. That might be a bit too much filling, but we'll see. Yeah, I think it is. I'm just going to take some out. Yeah, watching the video, I was like, oh yeah, that looks super easy. I think the problem as well is that the dough is quite tight. And then I'm going to kind of pinch it up and twist it a little bit maybe. Okay, so less filling this time. They're just not sealing at the top. And I think that's because the dough is too dry. So I've got the 5 done, but they're just opening up really badly. It's like the dough, it doesn't have the ability to stick to itself. I'm going to get these proving for half hour, 45 minutes, and I'll do the rest of them, and then we'll come back and steam them. The first batch of buns has had about 30 minutes proving, and they have grown a little bit, not as much as the bao had done at this stage. I should have followed my instincts and added more water when I thought, oh, that's much tighter. I can't find what I saw now. Maybe I dreamed it up, I don't know. But apparently doing it over high heat forces a bit of a puff, and that creates a little hole in the top. But obviously mine are all splitting open. Although with the last 3 or 4 that I did, I wet the edges of the dough, you know, after I rolled it, before I started pinching, and that did seem to help a little bit. They seem to be sticking a bit better. So that's, but obviously you're not going to make that mistake because you're not going to put in as much flour as I did. That's what happens in cooking. See, a lot of people would have scrapped the video and redone it. I'm not going to do that because I'm too tired. And I think it's also useful to see people making mistakes because, you know, if I can do it, you can definitely do it. I'm going to use my big saute pan, but this is non-stick and the steamer basket is metal, and you don't ever want metal touching non-stick. So I'm going to use this little silicone pan rest. So I'm just now waiting for that to come up to temperature. And once the buns go in, I'm going to put this across the pan under the lid because this will trap any condensation, stop it dripping onto the buns. Okay, so that's now at a fast boil. I'm going to set the basket on because you don't want the water level to come up above your buns. I'm going to put the tea towel on, put the lid back on, and then set my timer for 12 minutes. Once they've had the 12 minutes, I might give them 2 minutes off the heat and just not open it. Like I did with the bao, I had to give it 5 minutes. Once the first batch has had its couple of minutes rest, I'll take them out, put them on there, put the second batch in, and once they've had their steam bath, then we'll pick it up and do some eating. And I'll make up a little dipping thing. I bought this yuzu ponzu. Our lovely little buns are all done and actually looking much better than I thought they were gonna. Yes. They've turned out much better than I thought they were gonna, which is a relief. I still think it would have been better not to mess up the dough in the first place, but I didn't think they were gonna rise again. But I guess putting that baking powder in has really helped. Taking here a nice amount of air. That's really good. I worried that the filling was way too salty, but with the bread, it balances out quite nicely. Reducing the amount of salt in the dough, for me, was a good choice. That's much better. There's nice textures in there, like the onions are very soft, but then the spring onions are a little bit crunchy. Then the tofu, some bits are very firm, like the smaller bits, and then the bigger bits are slightly more tender. And then the bread itself is very pillowy and fluffy. And you really could put so many different fillings in there. I'll tell you what would be really good. Ropa vieja. It's like a spicy tomato jackfruit dish. So you'd have to cook it down, put less tomato and water in. Cook it down so it's thicker. But that'd work really good in here. Yeah. So the dipping sauce I did was just sesame seeds, toasted sesame oil, and some of the yuzu ponzu. So put a bit on here. The ponzu is kind of vinegar, and there's kombu, which is a type of seaweed. So that's got some umami depth and then vinegary zing. And then the yuzu adds a nice citrus burst that's quite fresh. That's very good. I don't know how well it's going to pick up on camera. I'll maybe do a close-up shot. But there's lots of fluff in the bread. is pretty much how the bao was. So you can kind of see here what I mean. It's got like a bread texture. I thought it was just going to be really dense and unpleasant, and they're not at all. In terms of reheating them, when I did the bao, I think I heated the bao just on their own, like the bread. I think I did 30 seconds in the microwave, and that was the sweet spot. So I think for these, maybe do like 45 seconds and then give it a feel. And if it's still not warm enough, do another 30. They won't need much. I think this is like the third or fourth dumpling type video I've done, so I'll link to all of them in the description, because then you've got a few different things if you wanted to do dim sum type things. I'm going to say a quick hello and a huge thank you to my community on Patreon. Their financial support, especially this month, is honestly such a blessing, and they bought me a lot of lovely ingredients from the Chinese supermarket when I went the other day. Patreon's a platform that allows you to give a bit of cash each month to your favourite creators, so I'll link to mine down in the description for you. There's different tiers, pick whatever feels affordable for you. If you're on the hunt for lots more plant-based recipes from all over the world, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Tap the bell icon if you want an alert as soon as I publish a new one, while you're waiting for the next one. Have a look at this.